So,
All right, take two.
all right, or we're only doing 2 takes. No, take 3. No. Okay. All right. So we get a cool intro.
Cool intro.
Right? A cool intro. And then we welcome everyone this evening to the APUS eSports podcast. I am Emily, also known as Scrub Dungeons. I am the secretary of APUS eSports. And here tonight, we are going to go over our most anticipated games of 2024. With me tonight is my lovely co-host.
All right, so my name is Wesley, aka Hoshikage Lee, or just Hoshi. I am the APUS Esports Club alumni president, and I'm looking forward to this discussion about. There's a lot of games coming out in 2024, and I mean, we should just jump right in, right? For
Yes,
this
we
episode
can.
1.
So what is your most, or your third most anticipated game of 2024?
So my third most anticipated game of 2024 is definitely going to be Avowed. It's made from Obsidian. It's one of my favorite gaming companies. Obsidian made the great Fallout New Vegas, which it's pretty much the best Fallout game in the series. And they also had a nice follow up game called Outer Worlds, which gave us a lot of the same vibes as Fallout. But it was space. It was similar to Starfield, but I mean, in my opinion, done much better. But I'm just looking forward to them as they take this step into the fantasy medieval setting. Again, a lot of their games have been kind of like that post-apocalyptic Fallout esque, lore. But I kind of want to see how Avowed and plays out in comparison to Bethesda's other titles like Skyrim, and there was an old dungeon crawler game that I forget the name of. But yeah, I think I have high hopes for Obsidian and their ability to make sure that they deliver a good game. And I'm just eager to see and get eager to just get my hands on it. So that's my third most.
See, I'm hoping now that it does live up to that like Skyrim, like Fallout, because I've only played Fallout New Vegas and I also enjoyed it, and I also enjoyed Skyrim. So if it's good, you gotta let me know.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely let you know, especially with Game Pass, because I will be using it on Game Pass. Gotcha. So, your turn. Number 3.
Okay, so number 3 for me is very easy. I used to be a very young child, a very young gamer, and this was one of the games that my parents did not let me play when it came out. I was only 13, and it is the remastered Lollipop Chainsaw video game. I don't know if you know, they're remaking.
I know about Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yes, I don't.
Just for everybody, we actually haven't told each other the anticipated game, so this is a surprise to me as much as you guys. Yeah. But this was a classic. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah, see, everyone says it was like one of those great games that's like up there with Devil May Cry, and like you had to be there and you had to play it. Everyone says it's super fun. It's got zombies in it. It's got a really cute protagonist who I like it not. I know her name's Juliet, and she kicks ass, and I'm like, I can get behind that. It has a lot of really flashy combos like Devil May Cry, which I'm looking forward to, but it's also super cute, and I really like that. I've also been told that she has like her boyfriend's severed head like strapped to her butt for the entire game, and he's talking. Yeah. The music is by a composer who I've always liked, Akira Yakamoto, I think is it, and it was also like worked on with James Gunn, who I liked the movies of, and I was really surprised to hear that he made a video game, and that it was this one that I'm definitely going to play. So for me, super interesting, really happy to play it. Gonna get my ass kicked because I'm terrible at video games, but it's okay because it looks really fun.
That's fine. Yeah, it's the original. It was giving. I don't know if you ever played. What is that game? You in the mall, Zombie Hunter, Time Limit. Was it?
Oh. I know the one you're talking about.
Frank West with the camera.
Yes, yeah, and you have to run around, and your daughter has like a zombie disease. No, I've never played it.
No, yeah, it's a really good game. It's probably gonna drive me nuts until I
Is it
figure it
Dead
out.
Rising? No.
It is Dead Rising.
Is it? Okay.
Dead Rising, yeah.
Dead Rising. I've never played it. This is
Yep.
actually Lollipop Chainsaw would be the first game I've ever played where I've killed zombies, other than
Oh,
Plants
really?
vs Zombies.
I gotcha. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to add that to my list. Yeah. I think number two. So number two, I guess it's my turn again. Number two for me, it's definitely Black Myth Wukong. It's made by a, Chinese developer. It looks incredible. Looked like it was produced on Unreal Engine 5 before Unreal Engine 5 actually released. Um, and I'm very interested in Chinese mythology. This is just a, rendition of Journey to the West.
Yes, let's go.
An old Chinese folklore.
Fucking
Is
banger folklore. I'll say
exactly.
that.
And then if you didn't know, Dragon Ball Z is a anime adaptation of, based in that universe. Not
Adaptation.
only not only am I interested because of the folklore implications, but it just looks really good. I believe it's an action Souls like game. So think Elden Ring, Dark Souls with more RPG elements, and it just based off all the things we've seen, it looks like it's just going to be a good time. I can't wait to immerse myself in the world. So yep, that's not my number two. Black Myth Wukong.
I am also a huge fan of the Wukong myth.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know how they're going to adapt it to a
Hmm.
video game, considering most of it's about like philosophy and
Yeah.
not beating people up. So it sounds really interesting. Um, I've seen the graphics, I've seen the trailers. They all look really good. So I hope it pays off for you.
Yeah,
How much are
it
you
definitely
willing to
will.
pay for this game? Have they announced the cost?
I think it's going to be $70. But
$70.
I'd pay that. I pay that price.
$70. That
Yeah,
seems
I'd pay that
reasonable.
price.
You know, for a new big AAA title. See it.
Yeah.
All right, so my next game that is anticipated for me is one in a series of games, right? It's a sequel.
Mhm.
So it is Cat Quest. It is a very cute, kind of easy game. It's really go at your
Okay.
own pace. It's a kind of side scroller, but it's got three elements, so it's a 2.5 kind of video game. Very
Okay.
cute, hand drawn art with little animations here and there. You have an overworld where you can see the enemies as you travel. You go
Okay.
around, you gather quest items, you bring it back. You know, this is a very calm, usual, really heavily inspired from JRPGs. But this time in Cat Quest 3 comes out this year. You are a pirate. So, I mean, I'm
Okay.
already sold. I don't need to say anything more than that.
What to say more?
This is the
No.
first one where you could be a pirate. So, like, what more do you want? You're a cat, you're a pirate, you journey the seven seas, and you fight. Like, what more? That's it. Sold.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, it looks great. Just looking at the trailer, looks great. Look really, the colors pop. Um, Not really my cup of tea, but I
Can't
mean,
believe it. Look how cute that man is.
I
That is a
mean
cute
it.
little cat
I'm
soldier
a,
right there.
I, I'm a little bit more interested than I was when I heard the name come out. So that's something.
You're not instantly interested in Cat Quest 3?
Not really, but I will say this: I do like I love JRPGs. So I'm once the games that if I've been looking for that came out, I've played it, get some time on it, and it gets that down period. I would not be opposed to checking this out.
Yeah, and this is a simple one. You could set it down, you could pick it up, and there is a demo out on Steam right now for Cat
Okay.
Quest 1. So
See, I might check out the demo.
there we go. Demos.
There we
Let's go. So your AAA games don't have no demos. I'm not
go.
throw a little shade.
No. All right. So what? Last one.
Yeah, your
Um,
most anticipated game of 2024.
okay. All right. So my most anticipated game for 2024 is Dragon Age Veilguard. I've been a big fan of the Dragon Age series, pretty much a big fan of BioWare and Hold. So my top two RPGs are Dragon Age and Mass Effect. both made by BioWare. And this was it's a little divisive because
It's
the
like the
company
fifth
said,
one, isn't it?
well, this is it's just the fourth one.
Okay, the fourth
Um,
one.
yeah, it's this the fourth one. But this was supposed to be kind of like a what they were telling us, it was supposed to be a kind of return to form
Hmm.
because Dragon Age 1 plays significantly different than Dragon Age 2 and then Dragon Age Inquisition. Inquisition and Dragon Age 2, they lean more into the more action oriented kind of feel, whereas Dragon Age Origins was more tactical. You know, it was strategic gameplay. You had position, you had to worry about positioning,
Hmm.
and then like it's similar to how you would play World of Warcraft. It's more like your basic attacks
I
or
got
auto
you.
attacks,
Hmm.
and then they have that dice roll, probability roll in the background, and you also interrupt those that auto attack with activating your skills. And you had a vast like skill deck, and you can kind of make different skills and how it works with your party members. But going back to Veilguard, Dragon Age Veilguard's kind of doing a lot of things different. Firstly, and most jarringly, the switch from Frostbite engine to the Unreal Engine 5.
Oh
It
no,
looks
nothing will ever be the same. No,
no,
I
now hear me
actually
out.
don't know.
So
Go ahead, go ahead.
so Dragon Age is known for its specific aesthetic, and
Hmm.
so the switch from Frostbite to you know Unreal Engine, it kind of lost a little bit of that aesthetic. I think honestly
Oh, I see.
we just need to get used to it, just see it in the heart and play it. I think we'll get over it. um but like I said, that part is not much like the most concerning for me. My problem is kind of like how they changed the gameplay loop. So in the previous iterations of Dragon Age, you're able to you build your party of four, and you're able to switch between like who you control.
Right,
um and also you get the ability to set rules and kind of like these preset actions. So if something happens, if your main character takes damage, the heal on the team will automatically heal you without you having to like switch to that person once you get under 30%. That's my like threshold.
so you have
So
a
if
lot
I
of like input for the
yeah,
gameplay loop.
you have a lot of structure you can provide, so that way your companions, because they are AI controlled when you're not controlling them,
Hmm.
but you have a lot of agency over the actions and what they're going to do, and like their target priority and things like that. So Dragon Age Veilguard is going to step away from that. You're going to only be able to play as your created character, which is very disappointing, especially because we were expecting kind of like that return to form.
Right, like you were
and
saying.
and then additionally they take away another party member. So now you have three total party members, so yourself and then two other people that you issue commands to, which is essentially Mass Effect. But if I wanted to play Mass Effect, I would go play Mass Effect, not
Right, right.
not medieval fantasy Mass Effect, because I play those games for different reasons. And um so it seemed like it's going to be less focus on kind of the tactical tactician side of the games that we've known, to kind of push heavy into the action RPG, action RPG fantasy.
Right.
Um, and so like it was disappointing on that front, as well as it seems like just like in Mass Effect, they limited the amount of skills you can have active on your skill bar. Usually, I play on PC. But usually, and on console, they allow you to have at least 8 skills active. PC, you can cheese it a little bit and change your buttons around to get more. um, but 3 skills active in a throughout the, I want to say it's like 24 total skills, is kind of really limiting.
Yeah.
um, and it's really it really kind of like diminishing the uniqueness and the kind of build crafting that I usually play for that game, as well as
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna also have, and I don't know, like it's just based off it's just based off the first gameplay reveal, where they used a level 1 character, which is a bad thing. A side note: if you
Go
are
off.
announcing it, if you're announcing the game and you want to kind of bring people audience to the changes you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
don't use a level 1 character in the introduction, because what we're going to see is we're only going to see the level 1 attack, the
Right.
one level 1 attack,
Right.
and it's going to be boring.
Yeah.
I was very not interested in the gameplay trailer that they released, because they just sit there and spam the one attack.
You sound the opposite of excited for this at the
But
moment,
here,
actually. You sound like you
bec-
don't want this game to come out.
I want this game to come out, but I wanted it to come out how I wanted it. However, I'm not gonna judge it until I get my hands on it.
Okay.
So this is not the Dragon Age game I asked for.
Mm-hmm.
I will play it, and I'm still very excited because Dragon Age has Dragon Age and Mass Effect both have a unique story,
Right.
where like the events in the previous versions play a part. And so at the end of Dragon Age Inquisition, which is the third one, there was a major like bomb that was dropped. And
Ah.
so and it was crazy because they dropped the bomb in the end of the base game.
Is this
And
spoiler
then
talk? Should we stop?
no, no, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But they also expanded on the bomb that they dropped in the final DLC, which is and the final DLC of Inquisition was done so well. And it was a lot of like
I've
plot
seen
twists and
fan
everything.
art of a giant white
Uh,
dragon.
yeah,
Okay, that's
and
all I've seen. I know nothing else
yeah,
about Dragon
and
Age.
so I think you should play it. Honestly, you know what we should do before it comes out. Once we get everything together, we should do it. We should do a stream of each Dragon Age.
I may or may
I'll
not have all of them due to Epic Games, who keeps
Yep.
giving me free
So
games.
what we're gonna do? You're gonna play them because I own them all too. You're gonna play them, and I'm just gonna watch
Only
with
if
you
you
like
play
this.
Cat Quest 1, at least the demo.
Okay, we'll do that.
There we go.
But
Let's go, boys.
but back to this anticipation.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm interested in figuring out what's going to be the end game based off everything that's happened across the series.
Mm-hmm.
Because essentially this will be the final. This might be the final chapter in the Dragon Age
Ooh.
series. And so I just wanted. It's like the phase 4 of Marvel.
Don't say those
Everything.
words to me. We're an esports club. Don't say anything else about Marvel.
You know, it's like we've put so much into
Yeah.
this story, and I want to see it to its completion, regardless if the game is not how I originally wanted.
Right.
I'm going, like I said, I'm going in with uh
Like,
open eyes.
gotcha.
I would be open to everything. Again, like I said, I like the Mass Effect gameplay loop in
Mm-hmm.
the style. It's just that I wasn't too keen on having that in my Dragon Age game. But that's it for me.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Veilguard, my number one anticipated game for 2024.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it. It sounds like you're really, really passionate about it. I hope it comes out and it lives up to your expectations, or maybe defies them, in a good way. In a good way.
I mean,
I may have saw that Electronic Arts has their fingers in this specific pie. So I wish you the very, very best of luck as a longtime Sims fan.
Listen, EA has been trying to sabotage this company, and I don't know why.
You
And
don't gotta tell me, man.
it's frustrating because Anthem
Mm-hmm.
was their fault. Anthem was
Oh,
their fault.
really?
They
I didn't know
created
they
Anthem.
worked with Anthem.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they worked with Anthem, and
Ooh.
that has got them on the shit list. And honestly, they really need this win. If they don't get a win
Yes.
with Dragon Age, it's going to be a grim look for the company. And then, like, I think they already confirmed Mass Effect 4. So Mass Effect 4 is going to print money.
Everyone who played Mass Effect 3 is going to buy it, and everyone who hasn't played the first Mass Effect knows that it's going to be a different story, right? It's not going to be Shepard anymore. Or if you didn't know that...
It's going to be Shepard. So it's going to be Shepard directly after the events of Mass Effect 3. No, it's going to be... they've already confirmed it's going to pick up... because remember, they made...
they're going to do that ending then.
Yeah, so if you got the secret ending... Spoiler alerts for Mass Effect 3. If you got the secret ending...
for a 10-year-old video game.
If you did the secret ending, Shepard is alive.
Ooh, spooky.
And so what is going to happen is it's going to take place in between Mass Effect 3 and the events of Mass Effect Andromeda, which no one likes to talk about.
Yes, we don't consider that a Mass Effect game.
Right. So there's a I think it's a 300 to 800 year time period that's just unaccounted for. So they want to plop somewhere closer towards the end of Mass Effect 3.
That's an anticipated game right there. We
Yes.
want to
So
see that show, that terrible dumpster fire of a show. I want to see it now. I
well,
kind of thought Shepard was going to be dead. I really did.
the secret
Wow.
ending, he's alive. So we'll see. We'll see. I need them to get this win of
Of
Dragon Age
Dragon
first.
Age. I would
Yeah.
also like to get them a win for Dragon Age if I'm gonna have to play every 3 game before this because I've heard they're a little long. So
They are
if
long,
I
but you can
play
blitz through them.
80s hours worth of free video games and then this comes out and you are saying it's terrible, I'm gonna be a little mad.
Yeah. Okay.
But
All right. So you're number one.
yes, okay. So my number one. So I already kind of discussed with you a little bit, but I am a huge fan of indie games. I follow them all the time, mainly because they're so not mainstream. They're very hugely different, but their art style is always what attracts me to it. And then everything else comes around. But the number one way to hook, line, and sinker me is 100% cuteness and fish, but mainly cuteness. I followed Spirit and the Mouse. I followed Cat in the Big
Okay.
City. I followed later Alligator, and now there's a new indie game that is coming out that I just heard about last week. It is called The Sacred Acorn.
The Sacred Acorn.
It is so adorable. It's very cute. Digital animation. It is a nice little red squirrel who is going around trying to save their little world from corruption that has like infested the creatures and made them unfriendly, and you are going outside of your little village to gather resources, complete quest, and then nurture this sacred acorn because it's like I think it's going to blossom into your like giant home tree and it's going to bring back all the other squirrels. It looks super super cute. It's another 2.5 game, so it's got that like kind of side scrolly but top down look. And it's a little more unique than some of the other ones I've seen just because of the way that you interact with the environment. There's a lot more platforming. There's a lot of like traps about. I don't know how many games do there's like a creature that you can see and interact with to start a fight, or like there's just a shadow that's over there, like the Pokemon you go
This is
into the
coming out
tall
soon
grass.
too.
Yes, it's coming out this month. So if anyone else is interested in a nice, cute game, it looks like it'll be a pretty short game too, like sub 50 hours. Apparently, games that are over 50 hours are like standard now. What's up with that? I'm not a fan. I have a short attention span, but this one
That's
looks
fair. You got
quick.
TikTok brain?
Yes, I do. I do, but I don't even go on TikTok. I just play super quick video games.
No, it looks really good. The squirrel is definitely cute.
He's so cute.
I am more interested in this than Cat Quest.
What? Okay, they're
but
both great.
I will play the Cat Quest demo, so you have to play Dragon Age. I'm going to actually play it either today or tomorrow.
That's perfectly fine.
And then yeah, it looks pretty good. Honestly, we had a pretty wide lineup of anticipated games. I was kind of leaned more into the RPGs, even though I play mostly a lot of shooters and everything like that. It was nice to just get eyes on a different genre of games. So I mean, definitely more interested in the Sacred Acorn. And I might even I might actually give it a try. I'm not opposed to kind of the 2.5s, 2D sky scrollers.
Mm-hmm.
They just have to be really, really good for me to keep my interest.
They have to be really tight. Like, I think ever since Hades came out, that's why the art style is really kind of taking off. Especially the platforming, the interactions, all the people in there. And Hades is way too fucking fast for me. I'll be super honest. I tried Dead Cells too. Holy shit, I'm terrible. Have you played Dead Cells? Oh my god.
Yeah, I played Dead Cells and Hades.
I can't do that. I can't do that. So I'm gonna be a nice little squirrel. I'm gonna go into my little village. I'm gonna do a little quest, and I'm gonna be happy with my life and not frustrated at these stupid skull snakes. Whatever.
Okay.
So
final thoughts. Do you have any honorable mentions that didn't make your top 2? I mean your top 3.
Oh gosh. This is a question. There are a few honorable mentions. Dino
Let's keep it at
Days,
2.
I think,
Okay,
is
Dino Days.
coming out as well.
Okay,
And gosh, I think Paleo Pines actually did come out already, but those are
okay,
two farming games that involve around dinosaurs. Uh,
gotcha,
that wasn't obvious. So I'm always looking for games that involve dinosaurs. Ever since Zoo Tycoon came out with their
gotcha.
expansion, so.
I think my two honorable mentions is State of Decay 3.
Hmm.
Um, based off what they've been showing, it's going to be a Game Pass exclusive. The previous State of Decays were, it kind of revolutionized the multiplayer co-op zombie survival.
Mm.
And so number two was a bit of a letdown. There was a lot of restrictions, and it seems like State of Decay 3 is going to kind of give you a little bit more freedom, which is what we genuinely wanted. We wanted a
Right.
world where it's like Walking Dead meets kind of like
Like
Ark
DayZ.
Survival. Yeah, like
Yeah.
something like that. Just having the freedom to do whatever you want in the world, build up your settlements and kind of
Right.
go from there. And I
Just play
think
DayZ. What are you talking about?
and to no surprise to any of my other anticipated my honorable mission is going to be
Mhm.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Um,
Oh.
okay, well, I
No.
listen, listen. I've competed in Call of Duty. We are esports club.
Yes.
Gotta have something for the
Yes.
for the comp scene.
I just can't
But
aim, so.
I will say this: Treyarch has always done an amazing job with the Call of Duty, and with the new improvements that they're adding, like the omnidirectional movement, the sprint any direction,
Mhm.
aim, the pie the corners when you aim. It's looking really good, and I'm not hopeful because I mean Call of Duty is just going to print money. I'm going to
Yeah.
buy Call of Duty, but I do like that they're continually implementing and improving on the core gameplay, which is Call of Duty staple point and click shooting. And also they're bringing back round based zombies, which
Ooh.
I am very excited for. And they're going to make a new war zone because of the Omni movement. They're going to incorporate the Omni movement into the war zone. So
So the only thing I follow about Call of Duty is actually the
uh,
skins. Sometimes
okay,
they look really cool. So I have a question as a fan of Fallout and
okay,
Call of Duty.
okay.
Did you see the skin crossover?
I did a skin. I seen the skin crossover. I did not buy the skin crossover specifically because they already stated that anything that you buy in this iteration of Call of Duty's Warzone and the base game, it's
It's
not
not
going
going
to
to carry
transfer
over.
over. It's not going to
What?
transfer over.
What
So
is
I'm just
this,
going to save my
Overwatch
money.
2?
I mean, Overwatch 2, everything transferred over.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, everything transferred over.
Oh, rip.
Which I've been playing a ton of Overwatch. And I can't get off that game,
I
but
noticed.
um. But I mean, those are my two. Those are my two honorable mentions. I think we get good. It's a good spread of games.
Mm-hmm.
In the comments, let us know what you think or what's your top three, top five, and most anticipated games for 2024. And let's start a dialogue in the comment section.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode of APUS Esports Podcast. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will see you next time.